Trying to see if we get anybody. It's coming in. Today I'm going to cook up some rice. Got some rice here. It's Quinoa Farms. I'm just going to shut the light off really quick so you can read the package. All right, Quinoa Farms. This is actually in, you can pick up this rice at the Vineyard Farmers Market, and it is produced in South Los Palos, California. So this is local, it's not made in China. This box right here is $3. So I know some people, oh, that's high for rice, especially if you're used to paying real cheap for rice. But that's the problem, right? Cheap food causes problems for our health. So if we want the better food, it's going to cost a little more, but this is supporting California. So again, this is Quinoa Farms. They're not paying me. This is just, I love their rice. It's delicious. And I'm going to show you the cook up right now with this, okay? So, and the other thing is, rice, there's really no nutrition value to white rice, and I just recently found out even brown rice. So I like to use quinoa, or I used to pronounce it quinoa, but it's actually quinoa. All right, so quinoa has lots of protein. So this video, this cook up is for people who are trying to transition into eating less meat, and they're worried about, well, am I going to have enough protein? There's plenty of ways to get that protein. So we're going to do a 1-to-1. So we're going to have our rice and we're going to have our quinoa. Okay, so I'm going to show you how we do all that. Let me turn the light back on. All right, so if you have a rice cooker, they're wonderful, right? So put your rice cooker, I put mine on high, and then the first thing that I'll do is I'll go ahead and dump my rice in there. I've already put my canola oil. So this is coconut oil, organic coconut oil, herb infused with cannabis, and it's all organic, no chemicals. Really good for you. I know where it came from, so I'm not worried about the herb that's in here. It's really good for you. Okay, so coconut oil and herb infused. So I just put the white rice in. Now I'm going to go ahead and toss the quinoa. Right, and hold on. Okay, so I'm also going to stir it up a little bit. It's a little mix. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm just mixing it up. I mean, you could just do regular rice and that's fine, but I really like my rice to be tasty. I like it to taste good. So I want you to fall in love with me when you eat my food. So we're gonna, I just mix it up. Sorry if that's a little loud. I'm gonna use this spoon here to scoop it down. Get it all off there. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and add some green onions or scallions. So I'm adding that to it. I've already cut that up. I'm also going to add, because I like a little fire, I'm adding habanero, and there's also some garlic in here. So we're going to add all this. And I cut this up to make this video not so long. And then if you want to put some salt, I encourage you to use pink Himalayan salt. It's really good for you, lots of minerals. So I'm just going to put a half a teaspoon in. I don't like to put too much salt because you can always add salt, right? All right, and I also like to use turmeric. Turmeric's really good for anti-inflammation, so this is going to be really good for you. So I'm just going to take just a little spoonful, throw this powder in. In order to make the turmeric work in our benefit, we have to put some black pepper. Okay, so put black pepper in. Nice little workout for the arms. I know I need it. So get that black pepper in there. Let's see what else. I think I got, oh, thyme. All right, we're going to add thyme. All right. Thank you, everybody who's watching. Yay, thank you. Okay, so I'm just mixing this up. And again, we got that coconut oil in there. I'm going to add a little bit more coconut oil. Someone's going to sleep good tonight. just a little bit. So we added a little bit of that. Again, the rice that I'm using is it's local, it's in Dos Palos, and it is Coda Farms. You can get this at the Vineyard Farmers Market Wednesday from 3 to 6 and Saturday from 7 to 12. This box is $3, but if you do it the way I do it, you can actually make this rice last a lot longer and more healthy because you've got the quinoa in it instead of just plain white rice. This is good for people who have a hard time just eating quinoa. I like quinoa, but some people, they want that rice. Okay, so we've got that going. It's cooking up. Now let's go ahead and add coconut milk. All right, shake this coconut milk. I love Trader Joe's because they just, you know, you don't even have to use the can opener. You just pop it right off. So I'm gonna go ahead and, so we're gonna double. So since we had 2 of this, we're gonna go ahead and put 4 of these little cups into our rice. So that's 1, 2, not quite 3. So go ahead and use our spring water to finish it off. Today I'm so proud of myself. I did 8 miles on the bike. Yay! 8 miles. So we were on 3, right? 3? Okay, so go 3 and then our last 4. All right, so that's good there. And then we're just gonna mix this up a little bit, you know, get it all mixed in. A friend of mine, she was visiting from Vegas, and she had the rice, and oh, she loved it. It was so good. So if you've ever had my rice, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, so now I'm gonna add some thyme. I believe this is thyme. I have this in my front hanging. I'm working my garden to grow my own food, and it's fun to watch your garden grow. All right, so I'm just gonna put them in here. I try not to have too much stems, but you know, sometimes it happens. So I'm just pulling them off. This gives it a nice flavor. I don't know, I like spices. I like my food to just like burst in my mouth full of flavors. So don't be afraid to try things out, and if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. You can just try it over again. Just have fun with it. When you're going vegan, that's the thing. It really, you really start to pay attention to the plants and what each one can do for you and health-wise. Okay, so pretty much took all that off. The other thing I like to add to my rice is cilantro. So, or cilantro, I don't know how to say it wrong. But instead of chopping it up, I've already washed this. I put it in water, and then I'll probably put it in the refrigerator so it'll stay nice and alive. Remember, when you're going vegan, you're eating live food. It's good for you. You can cook this in the rice, kind of like when you go to, what is that place? Chipotle. Go to Chipotle and they have their rice with cilantro, right? So you can do the same thing. And so what I'll do is just pick a few off. Just throw them in there. And I'll probably do this again when we serve it so that the cilantro is fresh. What's great about cilantro is it helps remove heavy toxins, and I learned that from Titus Unlimited. He's always having something to share, so if you're not following him, I don't know, you want to be serious about your health. He's very consistent about coming on. Take a look at his page, Titus Unlimited, and he always has excellent information to share. He's an older gentleman. I'm 51. I think he's probably going to be 50 this year. I don't believe he's quite 50 yet, but he'll probably be 50 this year. Okay, so as you get older, and even as you're young, really, start to value your temple. This is the temple, right? So many people want to talk sometimes about others that will get tattoos, and then we're thinking, oh, you're just, you know, messing up your temple. Well, those same people sometimes are stuffing their mouth with a Big Mac or a Whopper. It's your temple. So you can't judge on somebody else who is creative and then shove a Big Mac down your throat. So kind of think about it, you know. Our temple is how we treat the inside of our body. You know, what are we putting in? Are we taking the car and getting the, you know, the top of the grade gas? But then when it comes to what we put in ourselves, we're on the 99-cents menu. That doesn't make no sense. We have more value for the car. You know, we got to change that up because that's all programming. All right, so let me get off that and let's just go ahead and go back to the rice. All right, so we got the cilantro in there. You could probably put more or less depending on whether you like it or not. So I think that's good there. I think I have everything. Yes. So I'm gonna go ahead and, it went to warm on its own, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it back to hot. Excuse me while I get the lid. Just forgetting something. All right. Oh, and by the way, let me go ahead and share, you know, photography is my thing, but what helps me in being creative is how I treat my body and how I view life. And I really, really love to get out and create with people that have good energy. And some of the people that I really enjoy photographing are my grandkids, right? So let me just share this with you really quick. These guys right here, they did such a good job getting dressed up for, let me see, maybe I could get a little closer. I don't know if it'll blow it out or not. But they did such a good job dressing up for Black Panther. That's my favorites. My two grandsons right here. Amira here, Janaya, and I think this is Jay. No, this is Jay, and that's Tevin. Can't see them with their mask on, but really cutie pies. They had a good time that day. So yeah, so you know, in the creative, when you're working creative, whether you're a makeup artist, whether you're be creative in your pursuit of material wealth or spiritual wealth. And how you do that is by, what am I putting in my body? What am I drinking? What am I eating? Those type of things. And one of the biggest problems people have is cheese. Everybody wants the cheese, and the cheese was created for the rats, so that the rats could eat the cheese and get snapped in the trap. And what is the trap? And this is for my woman out there. The trap is losing your womb. Over 600,000 wombs are removed surgically a year. And it could all be avoided based off of how we intake food and avoiding cheese. Put it down. You got it? You're about to eat that slice? Put it down. I'm gonna show you something else today. All right, so let's talk about the cheese. This is a bonus. My rice is gonna take about 20 minutes to cook. So we're gonna let that do its thing. We're gonna clear out here. And how many of you are ready to learn how we can get the cheese flavor without the cow titty juice? Nobody wants that cow titty juice. I don't know why people think that's so cool to have cow titty juice in their shopping cart. I mean, think about it. Where did that come from? Who decided that cow milk was good for humans? Who decided that? Colonizers decided that. And then they created this great advertising campaign that said that milk was good for you, and it's absolutely not good for you unless you want to look like a cow. And nobody wants to look like a cow, right? So stay away from that. And let me show you how you can do that. Today I have some beans already cooking, and I'm going to have that with my rice. I'm going to cook up my sweet potato. That's all going to be separate. But I may add to my rice a little bit of this cheesy flavor. All right, so I'm going to turn this light off so that you can see what this is. If you are shopping at places like Trader Joe's, this is where you can go get this. I don't know, it's probably showing it backwards, but it is tahini. It's about, I think, $3.99 or $3 something for this. And if you look at it, you can see the sesame oil kind of separated, okay? And that's okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pop the lid off of this. I'm gonna take a fork We're just gonna mix it. And I'm trying to get it to where you can, okay, yeah, you can see right there. So you just keep mixing it. Okay, it's a little brown, or I don't know, tan, I guess. And all it is sesame seeds. I'll post the ingredients onto this, but that's all it is sesame seed. All right, so you're gonna stir it up really good. And you can see as it's coming together. And then I think this is about the only time, because then you're gonna refrigerate it, so it might be good once it's in the refrigerator. So we're mixing that up. All right, that's pretty good. Turn this light on again. All right. All right, then you're gonna take a lemon. All right, this lemon, thanks to the neighbors next door, they came and bought me a big old bag of lemons. I really love it when people share what they grow in their backyard. And I have a plum tree, and when that blooms, it's right by the sidewalk, and it's nice to see people going ahead and getting them some plums. All right, so you take a lemon and you juice it, just squeeze it, right? So then we have our lemon juice, okay? So what I'm gonna do is take about 2 tablespoons, and we're gonna put it in a separate jar. You could probably do, well, yeah, we'll start, no, I'm gonna do 3. Oh, I'm making a mess. All right, this is tahini, and this is Mediterranean. So it's kind of interesting that we're gonna mix that with kind of Caribbean, I guess, if you want to say. All right, so you've got your 3 in here. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna pour the lemon juice into the tahini. That's it. I'm gonna pour it. I'm just gonna do that much for now. And then we're gonna take that same fork, and we're just gonna start to mix it. I'm gonna turn off the light again so you can see. So we're mixing it. Okay. And as you mix it, it'll start to change in consistency, and it'll also change in color. And that's kind of when you know that it's about ready. Okay, you see how it's thickening up? You see how it's thickening up? It's very, very sharp, like real sharp of a cheesy flavor. So, all right, so I'm gonna need to add more lemon juice. But that's all I'm adding is lemon juice to this. Again, we're gonna mix it up. I just want to shout out really quick to Ralph Smart. I've been listening to him a lot. He's amazing, always positive. I mean, just the kind of stuff that I enjoy listening to and learning from. And he's always talking about sharing content on Facebook, or so I'm working on becoming, sharing more of what I do and how I manage my vegan lifestyle. Or plant-based. Sometimes when you say vegan, people get real particular. And the idea is just to be considerate of your body, right? Okay, so do you see how this is looking? You see how this is looking? Oh, hey, Shani, I see you on there, honey. I see Heaven Sent, Mimi. Thank you, guys. So that's about the consistency and the color it should be. Okay, that's good right there. So you could use this if you were making some tacos. You could put this on as the spread. I put this in beans. I'll probably, if I was doing this pan, I use the cast iron. This is an 8. So if I was going to make beans in this size, I would probably use 3/4, if not all of this, for some beans to give it that cheesy flavor. And I think Ashani and her mom Sharon, they came over Sunday, Mother's Day. It was nice, really nice. Got some yummies from them. And they had the beans that I'm about to have today. So they were able to taste what this tahini with lemon juice tastes like. Okay. So that's about it. Does anyone have any questions? I'm reading. If anybody has any questions, I can do what I can to answer. Anybody? And it was delicious. Thank you, son. Yeah, it was yummy, huh? I made potatoes. I used red potatoes and I used purple potatoes with some soy chorizo. I try to stay away from the soy, but you know, every now and then it's not gonna kill you. It's just you want to make sure you try not to have too much soy products because they're not really good for you. But until I learn to make my own chorizo, I go ahead and do that. And then I added the beans and the tortillas, and oh, it was yummy. And I think I might have to do that one of these days. Any questions? Let's see. Anyone else? Hi, Joanna. My sister is watching. It was so cool, Mom. The sauce was amazing. Yay! Thank you, Shani. I should have asked for one to go. Yes, you should have. You should have. So that's about it. This is cooking up and smelling so good. I don't know if you can see that steam. And as far as the beans, you know, when I make, oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking now, I'm way over here. When I make a big pot of beans, I go ahead and freeze a portion of it because it's just me. Unless somebody comes over, then they're welcome to eat and share a meal with me. But I'll freeze it and then I'll take it out and cook it sometimes within the week. It's just I don't want them to be sitting in the refrigerator that whole time, so I'll freeze it to keep it right. So again, we use the Coda Farms. You could only get this that I know of at the Vineyard Farmers Market on Shaw and Blackstone. Wednesday from 3 to 6 and Saturday from 7 to 12. You might see me out there. Sometimes I make it, sometimes I don't, but you can definitely go and get this. This is $3 for this box. It is organic, gluten-free, GMO-free. Let me see. What's the ounce? Oh, it's a pound. Okay, so $3. And I think they have a bigger one, and I think it's like 12. And that probably might be better than getting this small box, but this works for me. And I'm also using quinoa. Okay, so we're doing a mix of half the white rice, half the quinoa, so that we can have protein in our food. All right, I think that's about it. So thank you guys for watching. This was fun. And please share, share. Thanks again. Talk soon. Well, I thought this thing was going to work, but it didn't. All right.